Epstein level of swag has taken over the last like 2 or 3 years. I feel like hanging with Kelly has like enhanced the swag of Ariel. Is that fair to say?
We call it upgrading your life. Our broadcast coach Jill actually talks about this all the time. It's called elevating. You elevate who you're around, you elevate yourself, and you elevate other people with you. So people have drugged me from the tomboy trenches, and I'm getting Ariel. Ariel, you know what? I'll say this: Ariel has enhanced my life rather significantly as well. From the level of bouginess that I already had in Las Vegas, she
Oh,
has
I
just
totally
now
get it.
made it
Ariel
into
brings
full
up the bougie,
blown.
no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. Okay. We have a lot to unpack here with Splash Sports. I'll start with you, Prop Queen. Give us the deets. What's this contest we got going on with the NFL?
So it's the largest survivor ever in history, and it's for $21 million. I know that people are going to say, oh, but it's $1,000 buy-in. JJ, you know better than anybody listening. You are always the guy that goes to Vegas. You love this stuff. You're saving so much money not having to go to Vegas to sign up for contests. You can access the $21 million Survivor from your couch. And for anyone that's new to Survivor, I'll let Kelly talk about the rules.
Yeah, so you just have to pick the winner every single week, right? Like, so easy, my mom can do it. That's the difference. We're not betting anything against the spread here. This is just picking straight up winners. They have 6 double pick weeks towards the end of the season. So if you make it through the first 8 weeks, congratulations to you. I think it's going to be really spicy. Last year I had a double pick contest that I entered over on Splash. And I got knocked out by the Raiders week 18. So I'm trying to really be a little more strategic this year and not get myself stuck with the Las Vegas Raiders for week 18, even though they were 5.5-point favorites. I heard you before I jumped on, JJ, and you mentioned the Tennessee Titans, and I was dead set. So I'm doing one of the $1,000 survivors with Ariel, our buddy CT, my boyfriend Brett. I'm doing another one with my buddy John Murray and some of his college buddies. And I have one for myself. And I thought, all right, I'm just going to just do the thing. I'm going just lay the hammer. We are taking the Tennessee Titans week 1 over the Jets.
Wow,
That's
going
no longer going to be the
bold
case.
right out of the
I
gate.
can't
No
do
messing
it.
around,
I
Kelly.
can't do it. I can't do it. If I have to trust Cam Ward over Geno Smith, which is just an unbearable choice, there's better options out there. I had almost convinced myself, and it's actually already locked in on Splash because that's what I love. I can basically plan out my entire 18 weeks, save it, and then change it if I need to, right? So there's, like Ariel said, there's no proxy, there's no issues. Everything is like kind of mapped out for me. But I really think I have to reevaluate my life decisions because taking the Titans week 1 just made me physically ill when you mentioned that a second ago.
I totally get it. Okay, I'll give you a couple options. The obvious, the Chargers, who everybody's going to take against Arizona. Then with all this Deshaun Watson stuff, people are going to say, okay, there's no way in the world I'm taking the Browns week 1. I'll take Jacksonville. Can I throw another at you? The Falcons quarterback situation is a disgrace. Tua is physically shot. Michael Penix is not any good. Kelly, can I interest you in the Steelers week 1?
I don't know if you can. I'm not sure that I'm all in on Mike McCarthy as the head coach of the Steelers. Okay, I have some serious questions here with this team. If you watch them in preseason, I have some, like when Will Howard is out there just embarrassing my alma mater in preseason, I'm going, okay, maybe we have some issues here offensively. I will say this. I want to take the Lions, but I cannot burn the Lions week 1, right?
You can't, and that's for anyone that doesn't understand like Survivor. If you haven't done it yet because you haven't been able to go to Vegas and this is your first shot, you have to pick someone Thanksgiving. You have to save a team that you think is also going to do well Thanksgiving. So make sure you don't burn all your Thanksgiving teams by Thanksgiving, or you are going to be out.
That's in Vegas. So in Vegas, you would normally have to keep like the Packers and the Lions and the traditional Thanksgiving teams. Now you don't have to. So I could burn the Lions week 1 if I really got desperate. I just don't think I don't think that's smart strategy. You want to save the better teams. And then my partner, John Murray, will go, well, why would you want to save the better teams when ultimately any given week somebody could get hurt? What's the point of saving
Precisely,
the Bengals
Kelly, that's
if Joe
my
Burrow is
feeling
going
on
to be
it.
hurt by week 6?
Think about this. Kansas City last year. If you're one of those people saving Kansas City, hey, I'm going to save Kansas City. I'm going to save Kansas City. Mahomes blows out the ACL. then at the end of the year, you're probably betting against and taking teams that are playing the Kansas City Chiefs. See, I'm the wrong person, though, Ariel, to ask about this survivor strategy because I stink. I like to think that I have it all figured out. But then every year, I don't make it to Halloween. So, like, is there something I should be doing differently? I try to go with the safest bet. I try to go with a winner. What do I need to do differently here? I want to at least make it to Thanksgiving in this thing.
Yeah, I get it. And also, the cool thing about what Splash is doing, just a little side note, is they have this marketplace now where if you do make it to Thanksgiving and your entry is worth something, you can put it up on the marketplace and you can kind of sell out of it. But that's a very new feature. What you could be doing differently, well, I guess number one is making sure that you're not just taking the quote unquote public darling of the week. Like if you're looking at someone and then you realize, oh my goodness, everybody else probably is on this. That's not helping you. But then I would also say, I like to look at reverse line movement a lot. And I think that when you see a line come out Sunday the week before and that line's moving against the favorite by Friday, Saturday, most people aren't tracking that. And I stay away if I see, okay, this team, I always go back to a couple years ago where the New England Patriots and the Cincinnati Bengals, everyone was on the Bengals in Survivor Week 1, and the line moved 2 points against the Bengals since the week before. So clearly the books knew something, and everyone lost on Survivor Week 1 because they took the Bengals. So that's another way that I think just an extra thing you could look at. If the line's moving against the favorite, then you would probably want to stay away from them.
JJ, real quick, I want to interject on something that Ariel said that I find to be rather interesting. I've never really thought about this before, but now that it makes a lot more sense. Because Vegas has such an early cutoff time on Saturday afternoon with all the proxies and then the contest cutoff time, Splash, you can change your pick right up until kickoff. So you have almost a full 24 hours to sit there and say, okay, well, here's what we know. We know that this quarterback is playing. We do know that this line has moved 1.5 points against this team. And oh, by the way, we know who the most popular pick in the Vegas contest now is. I lost, in fact, on a Friday night. I was in Pittsburgh having dinner, Marco D'Angelo's birthday, me, Johnny Detroit, Bobby the bookie. We're having a great time at dinner. I say, you know what? I don't want to drink too much tonight. Forget to put in our survivor pick, right? I'm going West Coast to East Coast, lots of different things in play. And I say, we're taking the Steelers. 9.5 point favorites over the Detroit Lions. This is going to make the game so much fun tomorrow. And as we're sitting at dinner, Big Ben is announced out. And I called my friend, because remember, I owned the proxy service at the time. I called my friend Erin. I said, Erin, have you put in my survivor pick yet? And she goes, yeah, I just put it in. Why? And I go, Big Ben is out. And the game ended in a tie. It was the worst football game I've ever been to in my life. Overtime tie. Pain and suffering. And so that's why I think that there is really a much larger advantage to the having almost full 24 hours to play in the Splash contest.
Yeah, injuries and everything too.
Week 1 is going to be here before you know it. And I'm sure the two of you gals have been talking about this season ad nauseum, the win totals, the futures. You know how it is. Like you're literally doing this in the springtime. Football's 24/7, 365, the whole deal. Kelly, what is your favorite NFL take you have one way or another for the season?
I am really, really down on a couple of teams this year. And I mean, miserably down. And I'm going to have a lot of people hate me for this. But I'm taking the Minnesota Vikings under 8.5 wins. We all know that this is one of the toughest divisions in football. The Detroit Lions, I do ultimately think will win this division, though I will say I think that Green Bay will be neck and neck with them, which means somebody has to take a step back. And I'm not sure it's Chicago. Typically, I take the underseason win total in Chicago and have done so since I started betting in 2008. I think I've lost 3 of those years. But I like Ben Johnson. I do think that the Vikings are actually going to be the team that ends up at the bottom of the pile there. And here's the reality. Yes, Sam Darnold did just win a Super Bowl. So when I say this list of quarterbacks, I don't want to hear his name. But the argument is going to be, look, the Vikings won 9 games, Kelly, every single season with awful quarterbacks. How much worse can Kyler Murray be? 9, if you will. J.J. McCarthy is no longer going to be the starter. Carson Wentz, Max Brosmer. I will say this, Kyler Murray has a really low bar to clear. I just don't think that there's much of a drop off between him and JJ McCarthy. I was not impressed with Murray's last several seasons, but I think there's more than it's just the Cardinals organization being the problem. We can blame it on that all we want. Yes, they want to say Kevin O'Connell is the quarterback whisperer and he takes his offense very seriously from timing, and maybe he can teach Kyler Murray something. I just don't think he's going to be able to teach it to him right now. And I have to say, the defense going to really miss Jonathan Grenard and Javon Hargrave. This is going to be one of those kind of Brian Flores' aggressive years that he tries to push the pedal. The problem is he doesn't have the talent. I think the Vikings under 8.5 wins is the way to go.
I agree with that play. You want to know why, Kelly? I'm out of the Kyler Murray business. I've bet him over each of the last 2 years with the Arizona Cardinals. Been there, done that. Division too good. Lions going to win double-digit games. Respect for the Packers. Johnson, Williams, the whole deal. I'm with you. I would go under on Minnesota. Ariel, do you have a plant the flag NFL take for the season?
Yeah, I am very down on the running back for the Bengals, Chase Brown, this year. So I'm going to go under 825.5 rushing yards. You kind of have to go one or the other. You're going to bet against this offensive line that has never gotten better in Cincinnati. You either got to fade Joe Burrow or you're going to fade the running back. But you can't really fade both, because if Joe Burrow stays healthy, then it hurts Chase Brown. If Joe Burrow gets hurt, it helps Chase Brown. I'm going to bet that Joe Burrow stays healthy, but Chase Brown has a down year, because they're going to be playing in a lot of tight games. You look at all the spreads for Cincinnati, it's all within a possession. That means Chase Brown's not getting the ball much in the second half if the Bengals are playing in close games or from behind. But also, that offensive line, all they did was add rookies. Brian Parker, Connor Lew. That was it. So when your primary 5 starting linemen on the field last year, running backs averaged just about 1.5 yards per contact per attempt, and yards before contact per attempt. That's a lot of words. But Warren Sharp actually ranked the O-line 28.
Doesn't sound fun.
No. But you're dealing with the running back that's very, he's big, but he's not a boom kind of guy. Like, he's not going to get a lot like McCaffrey and Gibbs that are able to just go for 15 plus yards. He ranked actually in the bottom half of running backs last year in running backs that broke open for 15 plus rushing yards on one attempt. So I'm going to go with the under on rushing yards for Chase Brown this year overall in the season.
You're not going to like this, prop queen. I love the Bengals this season. And I know famous last words. I can see the two of you. Kelly's shaking her head. You're rolling your eyes. Kelly, I have to be fair on this. Kelly, I didn't like them last year. I bet them under. 2 years ago, they were incredibly frustrating to bet, and I rolled the roller coaster. No futures. Kelly, that schedule is easy. The defense is going to be better, and Burrow's a stud. They're not getting a double-digit wins.
Yeah, but that's just so easy. Vegas just marched out a 9.5, and they handed it to you on a silver platter. Please, JJ, bet the Bengals to win 10 games. All I'm saying is I agree with Ariel. This offensive line is a disaster, and you know who it's a real disaster for? Joe Burrow. Hopefully, for the Bengals fans' sake, he can stay upright. I did not bet their season win total under. You can only bet so many unders, and I bet 4 of them. So the reality is you eventually got to say, okay, some of these teams are going to go over their total. I don't know what to make of Ariel Epstein's Ravens in that division. I want to say that they're going to win the division. I want to say that they're going to be representing the AFC in the big game.
Online,
how many times can we keep doing this with the Ravens and the
I
Bills,
know.
girls?
That's what I mean. How many times can I keep doing it? I can't. I love Lamar
The Ravens
Jackson.
are going to lose in the divisional round of the playoffs again. That's what's going to happen.
Okay, that's fine. They can lose, but I do think they'll win that division. And again, I mentioned I was down on Pittsburgh, JJ. I really am. I don't love Mike McCarthy. I do love Aaron Rodgers, but he and I are the same age, and I know how it feels to get out of bed in the morning, and I don't get hit by 250-pound linebackers.
But you don't do ayahuasca.
No, I don't. But I do all the other stuff, the red light therapy and all of the other magnesium soaks and the sauna and all that stuff. Yeah, I do all that too, besides the ayahuasca. But I would like to think, JJ, that the Bengals come in second place in this division and win 10 games. I think it's going to be a rock fight for the bottom between the Bengals, the Steelers, and the Browns.